Hallo mijn studenten, hoe gaat het? If this is your first time here, hi, my name is Kat and I'll be your Dutch teacher for today. Nice to meet you. Alright, so today it's raining, so it's the perfect time to film a video. I don't think it's too noisy. I think you're all able to understand me well. I hope so, because otherwise I've wasted all of this time filming a video where you're not able to hear me, and that would be very, very sad. I posted a poll on my community page yesterday asking which pronunciation video you would like to see next. And although the results were pretty close, the open versus closed vowel sounds won. So I was actually really surprised, because I feel like that's information that you can just find on the internet and you don't really need someone to explain grammar to that extent. But I guess we're doing it. I'm completely fine with it. So there is going to be a risk of me repeating myself a lot in the upcoming videos, because I also want to address each open and closed vowel sound individually. I already made a video on the and I made a video on the u, but we're going to talk more about like how the entire concept works, I guess, in this video, and I'll be making separate videos for each vowel. So in Dutch we actually have the same alphabet as in English, although it's pronounced differently sometimes, and different letter combinations lead to different pronunciation. So today we're not going to talk about any of the vowel combinations. The vowel combinations in Dutch are, for example, the ui sound, the eu sound, the oe sound. They are a combination of two separate vowels. So we're not going to talk about that. We're going to talk about each individual vowel, what they sound like on their own, and what they sound like when they're doubled. So like I said, in Dutch we have the exact same vowels as in English. We have the a, the e, the o, the e, and the u. Those are the letters as we pronounce them individually, and that pronunciation is the open vowel sound. So what's the difference between open and closed vowel sounds? So open and closed vowel sounds, some people call them long versus short vowel sounds. In Dutch we actually call them long versus short. I personally don't prefer this terminology, because it just sounds like you're pronouncing it for a longer amount of time or something, and that doesn't make a lot of sense. So for example, when you look at the letter a, the closed vowel sound is a and the open vowel sound is a. But when you're saying long and short, when you're using a, but then for a longer amount of time you just go ah, so that's still not the same thing. Do you know what I mean? Does this make sense? I hope so. So in most cases, except for those exceptions, you know, the loan words that we get from French, etc., in most cases, you should be able to tell from the spelling whether it's an open vowel sound or closed vowel sound. Now, there is, the first component is the spelling, that's true. The second component, however, is which syllable is stressed or emphasized in the word. That can also affect the pronunciation of the vowel. So, but we're just going to look at it. We're just going to look at the open and closed vowel sounds today. Sounds good? Good. Let's do it. So the general rule for open and closed vowel sounds, let's take the example of versus u, since I've already covered it on my YouTube channel. Is generally the single letter U. For example, in the word bus, that's a single letter U, so and U is the double letter U, not the W, but the double letter U. So there's two U's in a sentence. For example, in the word uur, so the closed vowel sound is with the single letter U, the open vowel sound U is with the double letter U. Another way to write an open vowel sound is when we have the single letter U, or the single vowel, then only one consonant, and then another vowel. So if we take the example of uur and we want to pluralize it, we go uren. So you see there's only one R and then an E immediately after. And that also creates the open vowel sound, uren. If we add only one letter to this, if we add only one extra consonant close to the R, then it would completely change the sound of the U. So for example, if we add a double R, this is not a word, but the pronunciation would change to uren instead of uren. Okay? If we add another letter, for example, an S, again, this is not a word, but the pronunciation would change to ursen and not uursen or uren. Do you see the difference? If you see a word with only a singular vowel and a singular consonant and then again another vowel, that creates an open vowel sound. Now, what if we want to pluralize the word bus, right? If we want to say buses, bussen, that would be the pluralization of the word bus. But then what we'd have to do is add an extra S, bussen. So if we don't add the extra S, the U sound would change into an open vowel sound. So we'd go bussen instead. Not a word, again, it's not a word, but that's basically the difference. Okay, so let's quickly talk about each individual open and closed vowel sound. Again, I'm going to make a video that goes into more detail for each of them, but let's quickly address them. So, let's start with the letter A. So, the closed vowel sound of A is A. For example, got. The open vowel sound for A is A. So that's haar, for example. Let's look at the A. So the open vowel sound for A is A. So for example, hate. The closed vowel sound is E. So for example, bet. Then let's look at the O. The closed vowel sound for O is O. So for example, bos. The open vowel sound for O is O. For example, bows. Then let's look at the E. The closed vowel sound for E is I. For example, vin. And the open vowel sound is unfortunately also a vowel combination, so this one is a little bit confusing, but that would be the IE spelling, and that creates an E sound. So for example, feet, E, feet. And then finally, for the U, we already discussed it, we have bus, so that's an E sound, or uur, that's an U sound. Okay, my students, and I hope this all made sense. If you want to book a class with me, the link is in the description. If you have more feelings, questions, or existential crises, feel free to write them in the comments. And I hope to see you all again soon. Goed gedaan en tot ziens. Doei doei!